A warm welcome to my channel, Kristin. It's great to have
Thank you.
you. And I have like plethora of questions that I need to ask you because you are doing a lot of things. So like I want to know how you became a translator. You are into English. You are into Norwegian culture. You are like doing translation of that, and you are a content creator as well. So how your journey was started? Enlighten me.
Well, I'm a preschool teacher, so I've been working in kindergartens for more than 20 years. And suddenly it just was enough. I never felt that sort of it was right for me. So I quit in kindergarten and I started working with youth. But I don't know what happened. At one point, I was just like, I just had to drag myself out of bed to go to work. So I just quit. So that was 4 years ago. So yeah, I just quit my job, and my husband actually let me. So that's a nice thing. But so I was without anything to do for a few months. And then I was headhunted back to kindergarten, and I was offered a job, and I just couldn't say yes. So I went into the summer 4 years ago with no job. So then I got an email from Translator Academy. I'd taken some like free course or free webinars with them earlier, and I always thought, well, I would love to be a translator. I would just really love it, but I don't know. I don't think it's possible to live from it. So, but in July, I got an email, and I was like, I'm just going to do this. So I just jumped at it, and I never looked back. So because I always have had love for languages and for writing, so it was not new to me. So that was my start.
Wow, interesting. And you are also into English, right? You are like deeply into English as well. So, like a lot of viewers of mine, they want to, become fluent in English. They are crazy about English, but somehow they feel like they are lagging behind while speaking. They run out of words. Sometimes they are not able to say what they want to say. So, being a teacher for this many years, what sort of advice would you like to give, Kristin?
Well, I think my best advice would be to speak the language. It's you'll always improve your language skills if you use it. So speak it and write it. So I don't have any linguistic education. Like I'm a preschool teacher, that's not very much. Well, I do teach Norwegian to small children, of course, but that's not the same as an English teacher. But actually, when I was like 17, 18, I lived in Newcastle, England for a year. So I think that improved my English skills. But when you don't use the language, you sort of it's harder to speak it. So, but after becoming a freelance translator, I've been using English a lot.
Yeah.
Both because I'm translating from English into Norwegian, but also because I write a lot in English. So I don't speak a lot in English, but I write a lot in English.
Wow.
So of course that improves language skills. So I think that is my best advice.
Interesting.
Yeah,
You do sound like a native speaker. I was under the impression that you are a native speaker. Wow.
not in English. No, no.
Wow. It's phenomenal. And I couldn't help noticing your background itself. Like I can see like a goat and there are plants. So what's the why there is a goat in your background, the painting of it?
It's not a goat. It's a sheep.
Sheep, yeah, sheep, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Wow.
sheep. It's not one of mine. I'm a farmer also, but this is not one of mine. It's a picture I bought, but I have sheep like that. Yeah.
Wow. Nice. Like I'm gonna be asking you some naive questions because you are the first guest that I have from Norway. So kindly pardon me if I ask some silly questions to you about your country. I'm
That's
really
okay. I'm just gonna laugh.
and okay. All right. So when was the first time, Christine, you felt like you had, kind of, love towards English language?
Oh, I think that was actually in my childhood because my dad's a teacher,
Okay.
also
Wow.
an English teacher, but he's a teacher, and he used to read me fairy tales in English, and I didn't understand what he was saying, but he was translating it for me, and I think that actually sparked the. I don't know. I don't actually know. But in Norway we learn English from like now they do it from first grade. I did it from I think fourth grade or something. So and we hear a lot of English like in on TV and everything. So there's this English language around us all the time. So and Norwegian is like a really small language, only like 5 million people speak it. So you need to know other languages, and English is international and it can make you understand people around the world. So English and Spanish, I think, would be the better languages to learn. So
Wow.
English it is for me. Yeah.
Interesting. I'm sure the viewers will get inspiration after watching this podcast about the significance of English. And Christian, I want to know in India, if I call a spade, people are crazy about English. It's a dream of every parent that their child should be fluent speaker of English language. So is it the same craze in Norway itself, like also?
No, I think it's more a part of the culture, the part of the school system that you have to learn English. And
Okay.
also now with all like video games and children watching YouTube, well, internet. I think, I think it's sort of a natural part of the uh, culture that you
Okay.
have to learn English. You have to know English. So
Mhm.
everybody's learning it, and not everybody speaks very well, but all Norwegians know English, and
Wow.
most Norwegians speak it pretty good also. Well, they can understand what you're saying anyway. So I think it's more the opposite because I think Norwegian is sort of a dying language. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah.
It's not, it's not going to die in the first 100 years, but, we use a lot of English words in our language. And it's close to us, and you can always speak in English. Well, if you come to Norway and you don't know Norwegian, you do very well in English. You don't have to know
Wow.
Norwegian.
We
Yeah.
can survive. That's a good thing, I guess, right? On the basis of English, we can survive if we ever travel to Norway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting. Wow. And I guess the Vikings, that is from Norway, right? That's a part of your culture.
Well, yeah, Vikings were not only Norwegian. Norway wasn't a country back then.
Okay.
Well, not in the beginning of the Viking Age, anyway. But the Vikings were from both Norway and Sweden and Denmark, and like even the Baltics, like from parts of Russia, and but yeah, Norwegian people were Vikings. They were actually, you hear a lot about the like the savages, and but they were mostly farmers and craftsmen and brilliant boat builders.
Wow.
So yeah.
And Kristen, like I lost the trail of thoughts. I was about to ask. Yeah. If I ever come to Norway, what kind of places are like, that has to be on my list?
Ha ha ha. You're asking someone from the western part of Norway. So I would say, of course, the mountains.
Okay.
Yeah, we do. Well, Norway is a mountain country. We have like very tall mountains, and everybody's hiking.
Yeah.
So you have to see the fjords. We have several fjords here near where I live. I live by the fjord, but not like like the deep fjords when you have those really really steep mountains and the fjord. That's it's beautiful, and glaciers. And you also have to go and see the north of Norway, north of Norway, especially in the winter when the northern lights and yeah.
Which is the city that you live in, Kristin?
I live in the countryside, but you know, I live close to Bergen, which is Norway's second largest city, if you can even call it a city. It's like 200,000 people here. We only have small cities in Norway. So, and Bergen has a very interesting history. It's been there for at least 1,000 years. So, yeah, lots of history and. Yeah, I think Bergen, you know, Oslo is the capital of Norway, and it's a very nice city, but it's more like well, if you have to choose, I would choose Bergen.
What's the currency over there, Kristin?
Sorry,
Currency.
currency. We use Norwegian kroner, so we
Okay,
have our own currency. Yeah,
interesting. Wow. By any chance, do you have it with yourself,
like
Kristin?
here.
Yeah, that you can show.
Uh,
All.
No, no, because because in Norway we don't we never hardly ever use currency anymore. You know, that
Just
money, real money, we
digital,
only
I
use.
guess.
Yeah, you're gonna see my money is my credit card.
Okay, not an issue. And coming back to the field of yours, Kristin, what kind of challenges do you come across when it comes to translation? Because English and Norwegian both are completely different languages. So, what kind of challenges do you have to face?
Well, English is a richer language than Norwegian, so um, it can be a struggle to find the right words. And also now in the time of AI, there's a lot of challenges being a translator. Maybe the biggest, what can I say, headache for translators, because we are still needed. Like AI cannot take our jobs, but
Definitely.
it has changed our job
Yeah.
from because I have clients who give me a text to translate, and I can do that. But when they say don't use AI to translate, it's going to take more time, right?
Mhm.
So most clients are not prepared to pay that. So they use their own large language models or machine translations, and I have to post edit it.
Yeah.
So, and that is a challenge because often when things are translated from English to Norwegian, it's translated literally. But Norwegian has a different um, sentence structure than English has. So it's a lot of mending, it's a lot of fixing. Yeah, so I think that is the biggest challenge, actually. Like with the language, of course, there's challenges with AI and sort of, you know, many translators are now, we work to sort of teach the language models our language so they can take a job,
Wow.
basically.
And speaking of challenges, do you guys have the challenge like issues of pollution in Norway?
Yeah, of course. It's
Okay.
all over the world. Yeah.
Hmm.
But still, though, Norway is a pretty clean country.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of rubbish laying around because we have like good routines for this. But there is air pollution, of course, and there are pollutions in the fjords. A lot of plastic in fish and well, land animals as well. Yeah. So I think you can't get around it. I think that's like a challenge we every country needs to do something about. So, and I know we're doing something in Norway, and well, the government like to say that Norway is the best in the class, but we're not really. We're good at like picking garbage. Like we don't like garbage lying around, so we don't do that. And we have these great systems for um, recycling plastic and recycling bottles and glass and everything. So we sort of um, we throw every well. There's not a lot of rubbish from our. We just have like a few plastic bags a week with rubbish, and most of it is like recycled. So that's great.
You guys are aware that we should not litter anywhere. We should keep everything like in terms of cleanliness. I guess all of you are aware, right? That it's our
Yeah,
country, it's kind of our house, so we have to keep it clean, right?
yeah, yeah. Norway is very clean. Looks clean. Yeah, but we do pollute a lot. Like we have the oil business,
Mm.
and that's I think the Norwegian oil business is less, well, it's polluting less than other countries' oil businesses, but it's still not good for the environment.
Makes sense.
So,
Like and like if I talk about India, we have a lot of environmental issues like pollution is there, overpopulation is there. I guess now India is the first country who has
hmm,
surpassed China in terms of population. So if you ever come to India, you'll see people everywhere, and it's gonna be a headache for you. And yeah, like I said, pollution, cleanliness also we are lagging behind. Although people
hmm,
are becoming aware about cleanliness, but like I feel like it will take years to be like your country, where people would feel the entire country is their home, and they would not throw garbage on the road, and
hmm.
they would be aware about that thing. But
I think that's something you need to learn from childhood, and
yeah,
you need like good role models to show you how to do it. So I think it's a part of the culture, I guess.
sure.
But I would love to go to India, though. It's actually on
Uh,
my bucket list.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Yeah, you are always welcome here. And if possible, yeah, I'll also help you to guide you where to go and where not to. So, yeah,
Ah, that would be nice.
just ping me whenever you wish to come to India. By the way, Kristin, what are some of the things that come to your mind when you think about India?
A lot of people.
Like
And
for
also, I think,
population?
yeah, we were talking about environment, around like the cleanliness and issues with the environment. I was thinking about like documentaries I've seen about the clothing industry.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, with all the chemicals like just in the rivers. So that's not what I think about when I think about India. But when we were talking about this picture came up in my head. So, but I also think about uh, beautiful nature.
yeah. Lot
And
of things.
Taj
So,
Mahal, of course.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That you should never miss Taj Mahal. And uh, yeah, there are some places that you can visit. Hands down, some are the best places in India that you can come to. But I would recommend you to come during winter season because you won't be able to tolerate the summer season.
Mm.
So
And I
winter,
also heard that it's there's a lot of buses going, but it's still like a chaos and a lot of people everywhere, and it's hard to get around. So, but
yeah,
I wouldn't know this. But if I would go, I would sort of have to read more about it and then make um yeah, decide
definitely.
where to go.
Yeah, drop me a call or like message and I'll help you. And if you come in my state, I'll show you around.
So where in India do you live?
I'm on the west part of India, that is Gujarat. Um,
Mm.
the name of my state is Gujarat.
But you know, India is so big. Norway
Right.
is this very
Yeah,
small country.
yeah, yeah.
Our country is a long country, but it's
Okay.
not very big. So, and
Mm,
there's only like 5.2 million people living here. So,
sense. And Like in India, if you come to India, one part is completely different from other part. So is it the same
Yeah,
in Norway?
yeah, it is because it's Norway is a long country, and in the south it's more like warmer in the summer. Um, uh, there's snow all over the place though, but in the western part where I live, it's more because I live by the coast. It's pretty wet. Doesn't get we don't get a lot of snow here, but it can be cold in the winter. But also it can be cold in the summer. It can be like 10 degrees all year round. And in the north of Norway, it's colder, and you have the midnight sun in the summer, and you also have total darkness for several months in during the winter. So it's different.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's most of it is because of all the mountains and the fjords, and yeah.
Interesting. And as you mentioned that, Kristen, you are a small scale farmer. So what do you enjoy the most about farming?
Hmm. Oh, I have this like deep um, contact with nature. I always
Mhm.
love to be outside in nature. It's been the most important side of me, I think, for all my life. So I grew up here where I live now, but I've been sort of living around different places, studying and everything. But then we came back here like 17 years ago and built a house. And I grew up on this small scale farm. So it's sort of a part of my blood. So then we decided, me and my sister in law decided to get some sheep. I think it's 8 years ago now. So I really enjoy spending time with them. They're really cute.
Wow.
So yeah. So and
Also
just
good for your mental health as well, right?
yeah, it is. It is. Most of the time. They do tend to run off, and that's not very good for my mental health. But I love most of the work I love.
Oh, nice.
Even if it's dirty and hard, it's I like it. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's
Yeah.
sort of a contrast to sitting in front of the computer all day, so
Mm,
that's
yeah,
nice.
yeah, definitely. And like, do you face the issue of environment in terms of farming? Like sometimes in India, we have sporadic rainfall, and because of that, farmers, they have to suffer a lot. Their crops get destroyed because of volatile rainfall. Do you have that kind of situation over
Yeah.
there?
Yes. And the weather is getting more extreme also. So yes, we do have those issues, both with like cold summers. Not so much now, but it has been in the past, cold summers, and also a lot of rainfall. I think it was last summer. It rained so much and it flooded everywhere. And like especially in the southern part of Norway, because that's more flat. Where we live, it's like mountains, but in the southern part of Norway, or eastern part of Norway, I mean, it's more flat. And when the rivers overflow, they ruin a lot of fields and potato crops and also grain. So not very good. So I think that's an issue all over the world, I guess.
Yeah, makes sense. And what kind of things do you like to do in your downtime, Kristen?
Ha 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 ha! I'm a farmer. There's no downtime.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I do have a family though, because I'm married and I have 3 kids, and they're grown ups now, but they still live at home. So there's a lot of following up with them. Uh, and then if I do have more time left, I like to go hiking, or and I do. I mean, we live by the fjord, so I go. I have a kayak, so I like to kayak and just be with friends, really. Yeah. So I don't. Do I need to do more things? Like
Oh, yes, that's
sometimes when in the spring when the sun comes out and everybody goes for a beer. I live half an hour from the city and I don't go there. When the sun is shining, I go outside and fix a fence. That's my job.
I guess as you do a lot of farming and all, there's no need of doing exercise as well, right? because you are already occupied with physical things.
I wish. I wish. I still do need to do some exercising though, but it's more like I don't go to the gym. I should have done that, but I don't do that because then I have to get in my car and drive. So
Yeah.
I hike a lot. So
Mm.
I'm just outside and yeah, go for walks and we do have nature like outside our door, so and mountains and yeah.
Oh.
So I don't have to go far.
In India, like when it comes to farming, Kristin, like farmers not only have to deal with crops and all, but we have a lot of issues like snakes, then scorpions, then cockroaches, mouse, all these things, lizards. They have to deal with all the time. You know, they enter their house, and they are habituated with this kind of things. Do you have such
Yeah,
kind of insects or things over there when it comes to farming?
yeah, we do, but not the same animals as you have. We have different kinds of animals, yeah. But
Okay.
yes, there are both insects that can attack crops, and the last, I think, 10 years, we also have this like snails.
Okay.
It came from somewhere in Europe, I think, but there's just you can't walk outside in the summertime sometimes because there's so many of them, and they eat everything. So
Oh,
I also do have a small vegetable garden. But this year we planted a lot and nothing came up because all like these little plants were just eaten by the snails. So
mm.
that's yeah.
Oh. And one more thing, Kristen, like when it comes to farming in India, farmers have to use a lot of pesticides and insecticides, for the sake of crop production. They have to apply a lot of chemicals and all. So that's, I guess, harmful for the health, but they have to do it. So what about you guys? Like, do you have to apply those things or grows naturally?
You don't have to, but a
Okay,
lot of the like this bigger scale farms use it. We don't.
got it.
Because but that's a principle, but that also means that we're small scale farmers and we don't make any money from this is just to keep uh, um, the landscape, um, because in Norway it rains a lot and it's very everything grows like fast and a lot. So if you don't have anything to graze your fields, it would just be trees there in 2 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's what we're doing. So we don't use pesticides and in our farming, but yes, they do use it in other. But there's strict rules in Norway for this.
Mhm.
It used to be anyway, because now we're sort of we're not a part of the EU. But many politicians wants us to be in the EU, so they sort of have these agreements that we have to follow, and that also is about farming and the pesticides allowed to use. And I'm very against it, but that's me. So, and I know what it can do to nature when you sort of yeah, it's not good for it can make the grass or whatever crop you can grow it fast, but it will ruin the soil and all the the creatures living in the soil, and I think we need to take care of that. So we do that on our farm. Yeah.
Got it. Oh. And Kristen, as you are like phenomenal at English language, I want to know like what kind of things do you do to make sure that your English stays up to the mark.
um, well, I do write a lot of English, and also when I encounter new words, well, of course, when I'm translating, I have to know the meaning of the words, so I use dictionaries a lot. I'm not fluent in English. Even though I know a lot of English, I still can struggle with it. And there's a lot of a lot of words that I need to look up in the dictionary, and sometimes I know what it means, but you need to find the best word to use when you translate it. And I'm a real word nerd, so I never give up until it's like perfect. So I hate like not doing my job perfect in a perfect manner. So I
Wow.
think maybe I spend too much time on finding the perfect word. I don't know.
And speaking of words, Kristin, which are your top favorite words? If you have to tell me any words that comes to you.
Oh, you had to ask me that before. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe favorite words. I don't know. Chocolate, because I love chocolate. And nature, of course, because I love to be in nature. Uh, yeah, I don't know.
Literary
Maybe,
words, any Kristin? Literary words. If I give you some like my words, I like to use the word futile. I tend to use it a lot.
yeah.
And
Mm,
idioms,
I
if
like,
you are fond of idioms or something.
yeah. Uh, I think knowledge, maybe.
Okay.
Knowledge, it's a nice word because it sort of it's important.
Yeah,
And
definitely. Knowledge is the power.
curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Great. And what is something that you are always curious about in terms of learning, Christine?
Oh, I'm curious about everything. I'm a really curious person. I like to read a lot about history. I
Oh,
love history.
nice.
Yeah, I just can't get enough of it. I can read. I think, when I stop doing this and when I'm like too old to work, I'm gonna study history
Really?
because it's yeah, it's so interesting. I would love to learn everything,
Wow.
especially ancient history. I would love to be an archaeologist. Actually, that would be so nice.
Wow. And what would be the books that you first like to read in terms of history, if possible? Or what kind of history of which country, I mean?
Right now, I want to learn more about ancient history. I would like to read about, I don't know how to say it. It's like Göbekli Tepe, something. It's in Turkey. It's like this old, really old, they don't know what it is. I think it's sort of a temple in Turkey. I would love to go there and I would love to read everything about it. And also I like the Greek history
Yeah.
and the Roman history, very interesting. And I want to learn everything about the Viking history. We of course know something about it because we learn in school, but want to read more about it. So I would like to do that. So we have this. It was a Norwegian. Well, actually, I think it was from Iceland. He was called Snorre, and he wrote a lot about the Viking kings and the Viking history. So, and I have that book, so I can read it. Yeah.
Interesting. And in today's world, Kristen, I'm sure you must have come across this kind of situation or experience. Nowadays, like youngsters, they are not really into books. So, if you had to give advice to people to start reading books, what sort of advice would you like to give?
Read something you like, something you find interesting, whatever sort of book. I mean, if you read comic books, I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe. I One of my daughters likes to read, and she actually reads in English. She doesn't want to read in Norwegian books. So I would go to, well, instead of like pushing someone to read, I would say go read something you like to read, something you're
Mhm.
interested in.
It doesn't have to be intellectual, but as long as you are reading, it's gonna be
Yeah,
help. Yeah.
yeah, I guess. And you can't force people.
True.
So it's better to read something you're interested in, and then maybe when you do that, then if you start like to read, then you can sort of read something else. Yeah.
If I ask you if you could describe your philosophy on work and life in one sentence, what would it be?
In one sentence.
It doesn't have to be one sentence, like simply your opinions.
Yeah, well, work and life. It would be to go for that it's important to work with something you like.
Mm,
And I think that is, I know it's not always easy and not always possible, but if you can choose, if you take an education, go for something you like, something you care for, something you're interested in.
makes
I
sense.
would, my oldest daughter, she works in a shop now, but she has this education as a in like in doing concrete, like construction work, and
Wow.
she hated that, and that would pay her so much more money than working in a shop. But she's like, no, rather want to work in the shop because then I don't have to hate my days. So yeah,
And is
that's
she the one who is fluent in English, who wants to talk in English? The one that you were referring to? Is she the one? Your oldest daughter?
yeah. She's my oldest daughter. No, she's not. She's not a reader, but
Okay,
they
so
all
it
speak
was your
Norwegian. Yeah,
another daughter, right?
yeah. I have three daughters. So
Oh, wow,
yeah.
interesting. And when it comes to like traditional Norwegian dish, can you recommend one dish that everyone should at least try?
Pizza?
Oh, okay,
No, I'm just joking. I think a fish, something with fish. It's like traditional. Norway has some. We have some strange, bad tasting recipes here that I wouldn't recommend. But fish,
got it.
yeah, yeah,
Interesting. And what about that one? Are you guys into coffee?
yeah. We do drink a lot of coffee. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. And what's your comfort food that you like to eat during winters?
Uh, mm, special. I think we eat sort of the same things, but maybe just more like stews and more meat, maybe during winter. I think. No, maybe not. Maybe not. With some more spices. Yeah.
Got it. Makes sense. And what makes Norway different from other countries, Kristin?
Our nature.
Mm.
It's I think because the nature has sort of formed the uh, Norwegian spirit, I would say. We're an outdoor people. Well, not everybody, of course, because most, I think, no, I think most people live outside the cities, but like in smaller communities, but not in the countryside. So, but this, yeah, this outdoor thing, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do a lot of people from other parts of the world come and live in Norway? Like, do you have immigrants?
Not so much live here. I think more like visits.
Okay.
Norway is exotic for a lot of people,
Yeah.
so I can imagine anyway. So, while I don't actually, well, I like snow, but I'm not very fond of like the winter time here because it's so
Mhm.
dark. We do have lights during the day, but like in December, it's like 6 hours with lights and then it's dark rest of the time. And it's cold and it's often raining, like where I live anyway. So that's, but people like to come here and experience it. Yeah. So, but that's not a lot of people coming here to live, I don't think, because I don't think it's the easiest country to come and get
Mhm.
access to.
Okay, okay. And hypothetically, if I want to come and live in Norway, Kristin, what sort of advice would you like to give as a, native of this country?
You need to have a job. You won't be able to come here unless you have a job.
Okay.
I think it's pretty strict about that, and we're also an educated people, like with the higher education, and but we don't always like if you have a higher degree from somewhere else, it doesn't always work in Norway. They sort of need you to do it in Norway. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. It's stupid, but
Yeah,
yeah. So I think, yeah, you will need to get a job. I think that's the best advice. You can't come here without a job.
makes sense. And I'm an English teacher now. So, do you think that on the basis of that, I would be able to make the ends meet on Norway, in Norway?
Hmm, I think you could struggle a bit with that because there's a lot of English teachers here. So I don't know, but if you could, yeah, maybe not for children because to teach children English, you will need to know Norwegian also.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. So and yeah, with grown-ups as well, I think, but especially with children, you would need to know Norwegian first.
Wow. Okay. And what about yoga? Are people into fitness and stuff like that?
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of yoga practices in Norway, like the more modern style yoga. And I do a lot of yoga and I love it.
Wow.
It's yeah.
Interesting.
Um,
I'm also a certified yoga trainer. I'm not sure if
yeah.
you know it or not. So, yeah, I was wondering about that as well.
Yeah, I think it would be easier to come to Norway to do yoga classes than to be an English teacher, actually.
Makes sense. Wow.
Hmm.
Interesting. And what about the thing AI? When it comes to that, uh, how much AI has influenced people of Norway, like in terms of jobs and all?
I think it's still changing. There are people losing their jobs because of AI, and I think it's the same all over the world. Norway is. I don't think we're not we're not the fastest country when it comes to like changes. We still hold on to the old things, but then eventually it will take over some jobs, I think. But I think most people are positive. Most people see how AI can help them, and we just have to adapt, I think.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay. All right. And on that note, Kristen, I guess I won't hold you any longer because I've been asking you a lot of questions. I guess you need time to relax. So,
Time to work. I have a lot of work. But
yeah.
I just want to tell you one thing, though, because we haven't touched into this. In Norway, we have like hundreds of dialects.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And they are very different. And we also have several languages. We have like Norwegian, and Norwegian are divided into bokmål and nynorsk, which are two like different ways of writing things. They're quite similar. You can understand both, but not everybody write both. Most people write bokmål, while me, I do both. And then and so of course there's a history behind it, but I won't bore you with that. But we also have Sami,
Okay.
and there are different Sami languages. There are minority people living in Norway. So I don't know what I have to say. I mean, they've been here longer than probably
Interesting.
my relatives have. So I don't know. But they have their own language. But they do speak Norwegian as well, of course. But I cannot understand them. That's a different language.
And in the light of what you are saying, Kristen, apart from English And your native language, if you had to learn any other language, which language would it be and why?
Well, I would like to learn Italian because it sounds so nice. It's yeah, it's beautiful to listen to, and also actually Portuguese, like Brazilian Portuguese. It's like it's like poetic when they speak. But you know, I also learned German in school.
Okay, wow,
Yeah. So I know a bit, not a lot, but I know a bit German. Yeah.
interesting.
So.
Wow.
Do you
All right.
not learn do you not learn several languages in India?
No, in India we have like nowadays there is French in curriculum, French language. Other than that, like we have our own like native language. Like I'm from Gujarat, so Gujarat is there. English is mandatory. Hindi is there. So we already have three languages, and the fourth
Yeah.
is Sanskrit is also somewhere there. Like we receive
Ah,
years in Sanskrit language, which is the oldest language. And
but you not you don't it's not mandatory to learn Sanskrit.
no, it's not mandatory.
Mm.
No,
No. That would
but
be interesting actually
yeah,
to learn.
yeah,
Mm.
and yeah, nowadays people are into French. They are also into Spanish, German language. A lot of people want to go to Germany. So
Yeah.
these languages are trending nowadays.
Mm. Mm.
All right, Kristin, again, thank you a lot for your time. And I hope that we're going to be catching up soon in the future. As of now, take care. And yeah,
Thank you for having me.
okay.
Bye.